Greetings, Royal Queens and Kings. It's your host, Queen Tulsa. Welcome back to the Queen Tulsa Show. I will be your captain today. I'll have a co captain, but you'll have to stick around and find out who that is. First and foremost, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I need you to press that subscribe button down below. If you're already subscribed to the show, set your notifications to all so that you don't miss any of the hot topics and fire content. And go on and press that like button. Queens and Kings, on the agenda today, we have Jim Townsend, we have Steve Harvey, we have Ernest Williams, we have Marjorie Harvey, and Shirley Strawberry. What do they have in common? Affiliated with the criminals? It's a lot. So let's chat. Let's get into it.
Anything he want with you, there ain't nothing you can do
The
about it.
money game. This ain't the black man's game. This ain't the white man's game. This is the money game.
Scratching and scrambling most of my days to get where I got.
Not sacrifice yourself. The best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them.
Now, I eats in the big house kitchen. I got pine boards on the floor of my
I
cabin.
crumble. My children crumble. My grandchildren crumble.
And it don't take much coughing for the master to make me have a cup of corn whiskey for my medicine.
I cannot, for the sake of my integrity, stand up here and let everybody that's counting on me crumble so I can make a statement.
Now that is fine living for a nigga, and I'll be damned if any African Guinea man is gonna make me lose all I've been working for. Now you take my
There are ways to win the war in a different way.
better learn. You best learn or you gonna get the bloody back for sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Like I said, we are definitely here for child. It is a lot going on with Shirley Strawberry, with her husband, and for some reason, I knew your browser has launched my mic and camera refresh space allowed. Okay, but I knew that there was something going on. And I knew that Steve Harvey and Marjorie would be pulled right into this. And the reason why I felt that is because, of course, Marjorie Harvey, she married two kingpins, right? And her husband, employee, is now being exposed. So, of course, like she would easily be looked at. I know she tried to, wipe away her reputation and things like that. She tried to keep things on the low, right? She wanted to keep things on the low. Well, unfortunately, things are out and about, with her. Let's be honest and let's be fair. The people are talking. And when you talk about the tight circle, right? The tight circle, the close-knit circle, when you talk about the industry and things like that, right? Well, we have to keep in mind that some people, it's kind of like a cult. It's kind of like a cult. It's like an organization, and all this is speculation, okay? All this is speculation. Okay. So, copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research, fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use. Tips to balance in favor of fair use. This video was made for entertainment purposes and is transformative in nature. Okay. So let's go ahead and just really dive in right quick. Let me go ahead and put our thumbnail up because, okay, who should we who should we get into first? Should we get into them, this Marjorie and Steve, or should we get into Jim, or should we get into Mrs. Ernest Williams, Strawberry, and his, and his partner. Okay. Ernest's partner. Right. So y'all let me know which one we should get into, but there's a thumbnail. Norris says, "Hey Tulsa. Hey, how are you?" And no offense, Norris, but have got to put it on members only because I've had some trolls over here in my live. And so to keep the show going, elevator calls, any frenzies or anything like that, but just to make sure that we are coasting with the show, we have to make appropriate changes. Okay. So with that being said, let me go ahead and drop out out the live because we're actually going to go outside today. So just be patient with me. We'll be right back. Actually, should I take you guys on a commercial break while I depart out of the stream and come back? Yeah, I think that's appropriate. So let me drop out the screen. Let me give you a commercial and we'll be back with the content. Hello, and thank you all for coming out to the Queen Tulsa show. It was all a dream. We finally made it. Listen, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. You have come to the place where you can relax, enjoy, and get the hot topics. We can also engage. You can come up or even you can call in. That number is 725-888-1644. Thank you so much for your loyalty. We made it. I'm so excited. You should be too. Don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend. Oh, and make sure you sign up for our perks to get all the exclusives first. Thank you. All right, we are back. We're back. And I want to thank you all for definitely coming on out. And so, it's a lot going on in the news. It is a lot going on in the news, and we definitely have to cover it. So, with that being said, let's get out here in nature. Let's go ahead and let's do our live. Let's do our live in nature. Okay. So first and foremost, let's just go ahead and get on the subjects, right? So I think that we should start off with Marjorie Harvey. I think that we should start off with Marjorie Harvey and Steve Harvey because this, if we really think about it, this all pretty much goes back to them, right? It all boils back down to them. They are the source. And when I say the source, I say the source is because Shirley Strawberry is on the Steve Harvey morning show, correct? And so with that being said, Steve, left his first wife, Mary, penniless, you know, and allegedly, what they're saying out there is, maybe the affair was maybe with Marjorie, right? Because when you talk about Steve Harvey and he gets with this woman, right? And she's just not no regular woman. She's a woman with a particular type. Mm-hmm. She's a woman with a particular type. And so let's get into it. So the past life is supposed to be a secret. Marjorie is supposed to have been rebirthed, and all her past life situations or allegations or anything, they were supposed to be wiped away squeaky clean. Let's keep it honest and let's keep it real. If it's not all about the money, because in 1987, Marjorie met Steve Harvey. She didn't pursue him because he was broke at the time, right? He was still, getting off the ground. He wasn't the Steve Harvey as you may know today, the man with the syndicated radio show that's really doing his big one. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't him when she first met him. Okay. So in 2005, they ran back into each other and the money was there. But to give context to what I'm talking about, I wanted you guys to have a timeline on what is going on and how Miss Thing moves. You know, Miss Thing, she moves a certain particular way, allegedly from observation, right? So, like I said, in 2005, the money was there. She got wifed up. There was a time, oh yeah, money's there, it's secured. Let me go ahead and say yes to the dress. Let me get this big fancy ring. You know? So it's like started from the bottom. I'm not with it, but when you get there, I'm here. Let's just say that. Okay? So let's be honest and let's be fair. Now, Jim Townsend, let's bring up Jim. Jim, come here, Mr. Townsend. And he's well kept. Oh, very well kept man. There he is. He cleans up very nice. hmm And if we look at this photo, Marjorie, there's some type of similarities there. A man that can dress real nice. I mean, sharp. It makes me wonder, did Marjorie take Jim style and give it to Steve? You know what I mean? It's a possibility. It's a possibility because us ladies, let's keep this in mind. When we are in a relationship with a dude that just didn't serve us, girl, when we didn't moved on, we're like, I didn't moved on. I got somebody better than you. I'm gonna be teaching him the tricks that I did with you, plus some, because our goal is to like step it up, step it up, girl. Step it up next go round. Y'all know how that heartbreak is. When you're going through that heartbreak, you're like, yeah, you gonna wish you hadn't done this, or you gonna wish you had kept me, or you gonna wish that, you respected me, right? Because we are the prize. We are the prize, honey. And it's our if we get into our roles as women, if we let men get into their roles as men, right? But it all starts with honesty. It all starts with honesty. I feel like your foundation really sets the temperature to the relationship. Either you're gonna be straight up going in, or you're gonna go in with lies. You're going to try to keep putting your best foot forward until it's exposed, right? You can only fake it for so long. But I'm going to tell you like this. With Steve Harvey and Marjorie, I feel a divorce coming on. I'm feeling the divorce coming on because in between 1987 and 2005, Marjorie was in 2 marriages with 2 I don't know what to say, drug ring bust. They were kingpins. They went down. And so when we talk about a woman that's out there, right? She didn't want Steve when he was at his lowest. She didn't want Steve when he was, making a dollar out of 15 cents. No. She had a type. Honey, she had a type. It's all about the Benjamins, baby, allegedly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And we have to take that into consideration. I mean, what woman is out here? Let's be honest. Let's take it back to our young and fly days when we were out there living that worldly world life, right? Some of us, not all of us. Some of us, not all of us, right? Some people didn't get that experience to get that hardcore real life experience, being in the streets, hustling. It's hard out here for a pimp. You know what I'm saying? The struggle, making some jelly sandwiches, making some mayonnaise sandwiches, making a tomato sandwich. Okay? Let's talk about it. All right, if y'all are loving the content, you can hit that cash shop $ beautiful 070707. Get into it. Okay? You can get right into it. That's the way that you can support. You can hit by liking. You can always share the content. You can share. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Bring a friend next time. Now let's get into Jim Townsend, okay? So if you guys don't know, right? Well, you might say, well, Queen Tulsa, well, Jimmy Townsend, how is he even involved with Marjorie? Well, because he has 2 children with her. It's Morgan and Jason. Yeah. They're not one big happy family, right? The adoption process, because let's take it like this. Marjorie got a lot of her insight and a lot of her wisdom from the old heads, allegedly. Okay? Shout out to the old heads in the building. Okay? The OGs. Okay? Let's get into it. Because, like I said, with age comes wisdom. 2 things can be right at the same time, right? And let's give people the benefit of the doubt. Let's go off of what our spirit is telling us, right? Well, let's take it here. Jim Townsend's, his daughter is Morgan. Okay? Morgan. And Morgan was conceived through Jim Townsend's first wife. Okay, Mary. Okay? So Morgan was escorted out of Jim's life, allegedly, like the employees at the show. So let's take it here. In 1992, Jim was arrested. Okay? So keep in mind, Marjorie was pregnant with Jason. Jim didn't want his wife because she was his wife. He didn't want her to go down. He didn't want his child to be born in the system. He didn't want her to be born in the system or him to be born in the system. Can you knock a man for that? So guess what Jim said? Jim says, I'll take the rap. I'll take the rap. It's all me. It is what it is. Marjorie had nothing to do with it. He stood up. It was a man. They don't make them like that anymore. Because when you say, well, Queen Tulsa, why they don't make them like that anymore? Well, look at Blueface and Krishan. Around here pouncing on a woman. I don't see that for Jim. I don't see that for Jim. I don't see it. No. What I saw is, He did some things that he's not proud of. And guess what? He has to deal with that with his maker. That is not my call, right? To judge him. He served his debt to society, right? He went into the facility that some of for the celebrities put into, what they invest their money into. Okay? Because let's talk about the game. They'll put all this stuff in in the music and the movies and stuff like that. As soon as you commit that crime, you're going down. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Mm-hmm. I mean, ask Ernesto and his friend. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But we'll get over to them in a minute. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when you talk about a couple, this lovely couple right here, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Their marriage is surviving through social media, right? Through the big news, the lawsuit. I want you guys to meditate on that for a second. Mm-hmm. 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 So let's get over here because, our own Tasha K. Unwind with Tasha K. Follow her on Instagram. She's a friend of the show. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go over and follow her. And that's her lovely husband, Shaq. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A real man, And this is the thing. This is the thing right here. Bring back real men. Bring back real men. I have a real man. Tasha has a real man. You know, we're bloggers. We're entertainers. We are talent, right? We need to bring back real men that protect women, that protect all women, that protect their families. Yes, protect their families. Jim could have easily said, yeah, Margie, you was a part of it. But he didn't. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, yes. And guess what? When Jim got busted, right? When he got busted, I want you guys to hear me deep on this, okay? Get in close. When Jim got busted, Marjorie played the cute pregnant housewife. I didn't know. I didn't know. I'm pregnant. I'm with child. To gain sympathy. And now that we're talking about it, I don't believe it. And neither did the FBI or the DEA. They both suspected that Marjorie was aware. Mm-hmm. So guess what Jim did? Because Marjorie acted as though she didn't know. She didn't know. And according to Jim, and in his book, mm-hmm, 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 Jim protected Marjorie. Okay. He took the charges, he went on down, took it like a man. He went down on a life sentence. Went down and took it like a man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let me tell you how he took it. Jim took it because he cut a deal with the DA so they would leave Marjorie alone. Okay. That's how it happened. hmm hmm So in 1992, he was sentenced to life. Marjorie had the baby. And she divorced him while he was in jail and moved on to another man. Not just any other man, guys. They're saying Donnell Woods is Marjorie's, ex-husband. And they're saying that Donnell and Jim are cousins. hmm Allegedly. That's what they're saying. The streets are talking. So you guys are probably wanting to know, well, why did you bring Donnell up? Well, the reason why I'm bringing Donnell up is because Marjorie was married to him, and Donnell was accused of conspiracy to possess and distribute, 5 kg of, and distribute and possessing with intent to distribute, at least 100 kgs, hmm hmm of, flowers, Let me light the flowers up. Let me light the flower plant up. You get where I'm going here? hmm hmm You get where I'm going? You get where I'm going when I say the flower plant? Okay, so he had 100 kgs of that, right? So with speculation, Donnell Woods, allegedly, um, is Lori Harvey's father. Allegedly. hmm Oh, yeah. And that's Marjorie's second husband. It's her second husband. Because the first time around, Marjorie went and seen Steve. They met up, like in 1987 or something like that. And Steve didn't have the money. He didn't have, you know, he didn't have enough money or amenities, allegedly, from observation, from speculation, with the soup lips. He didn't have it all. Mr. Soup Lips did not have it all. Allegedly. Well, because in 1987 to 2005, he had it all, right? Well, let's just say this, like I said, Jim and Donnell Woods, whom Marjorie was married to two kingpins. Really? Let's talk about it. So, like I said, Jim Townsend was on a sentence to life in prison, okay? Well, he got out when he served 26 years, and that was on a presidential pardon. Obama had let him out. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. He was in there for around about, 30 years, an estimate, and he's writing a book, Snakes in the Grass. And Marjorie will be a part of it. Mm-hmm. He did 2/3 of it while he was in prison. Mm-hmm. 2/3 of the book while he was in prison. Okay. So I want you guys to really tune in, because Marjorie thought that she was in the clear because she had got a man, and she disconnected from Jim. And you know what? Where she messed up was the disconnection. When she had got married to Steve, all disconnection was disabled. But see, this is the thing. You have to be careful how you treat people. Mhm. You have to be careful. Everybody, even me, even you listening out there. Okay. And listen, we've got more great content for you. So we'll go on a quick commercial break. I definitely want to encourage you guys to hit that cash app. $ beautiful 070707. Send a lovely donation of $7.77 today. Let's get into it. We'll be right back. Thank you all so much for supporting Queen Tulsa, the show, whether it's a like, a share, a subscribe, a Cash App, a PayPal, or a Zelle. Thank you for coming by and watching the show. And this is your commercial for being acknowledged for just being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without you, who would be watching? Thank you for tuning in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are back, and I definitely want to thank you for staying with us through that commercial break. If you did donate, I want to thank you in advance. If you did like, I want to thank you in advance. If you're sharing and subscribing, I definitely want to thank you and welcome to the royal party. All right, so let's get into this. So Jim will explain it all, okay? And, a lot of people are speculating, is this going to be a bash session? Are you just going to all, let it out, And guess what? From an insider, Jim says yes and no. You know, he just want to put the truth out there. And I feel like Jim has every right to put the truth out there. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't put any extra icing on it. Like don't over bake it. Follow the directions. Just follow the directions. And speaking of following directions, his book is called Snakes in the Garden. Okay, guys, go out there, check out Jim Townsend book, Snakes in the Garden. It is a 3-part series, and if you guys buy it for me, I would definitely utilize it. I will put that on my Amazon wish list, post it on my community tab. It can get sent to the post office box. And yes, just go on there. I'll put it on the Amazon wish list. It'll be sent directly to me. Okay. So speaking of that, the book did drop here in July this year, 2023. Like I said, the book has 3 parts, and so let's just get into it. Are we going to see any lawsuits? Are we going to see any gag orders? Because we all know that Steve Harvey and allegedly Marjorie placed a gag order on Steve Harvey's first wife, Mary, because Mary, what she did was she tried exposing Steve to the media, right? And who was big in media? Who had syndicated shows? Who, was on this, that, and the third, let's think about that. When you talk about an inside plug connection, let's get into it. So Steve turned Mary's son against her. She was finding out a lot, And so what happens sometimes when, one that's finding out things that are, supposed to be like on an NDA, and they are being revealed. So that person has to be moved around, get out of the spot before you light it up, and speaking of lighting it up, let's get into it. hmm hmm Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. Let's get into it. Okay, so Steve left, he walked out the door and, he left off to his New York apartment, And let's just say this, his first wife, Mary, didn't even know about his New York apartment. Never even been there. And allegedly, the streets are talking. They're saying that Mary never saw, the apartment and, the one that Steve had in New York, but they're saying that Marjorie met him there. And I want to know, was that Marjorie's spot? And isn't that a coin? Well, Marjorie and Mary. You know, similar names, Yeah. But what do I know? I'm just a small girl from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay. And let's just get into this. Lori and Marjorie, right? Marjorie is from Memphis. And if we know anything about Memphis, honey, we already know how Memphis gives it up. It is very rough there. Young Dolph, lost his life there. Rest in peace to him. And, Marjorie is given, she, is the next Kris Jenner. When you talk about the promo and mommy management, you know, and the promotions and being with different guys and, allegedly from observation, I mean, her mom, I ain't saying either, but she ain't messing with no, I ain't saying but she ain't messing with no, y'all get where I'm coming from on that. Okay. So I'm going to pull a few cards today, on the Marjorie Harvey, Steve Harvey, situation. Actually, I should just pull one card for each one of these situations. Okay, so the first, this is hot and this is heavy. Okay, y'all go ahead and get y'all water bottles together. Get your relaxation going on. Make sure you are liking, sharing, and subscribing to this channel, please. Please, please, please. And the first card that I pulled was a Six of Swords upright. Okay, so the Six of Swords upright for Steve and Marjorie is transition, change, rite of passage, releasing baggage, right? So pretty much problems, unfavorable judgment in a lawsuit, unwanted marriage proposals, overwhelmed by crisis. You feel unable to cope with day-to-day problems, dealing with the aftermath of problems drains your energy. The future will be better than the present. Things will eventually work out. Travel or journey, possibly by water. Well, Marjorie, they were just spotted on a trip. I feel like, things are a little heavy for them. I mean, things are a little stressful. I mean, when your ex-husband is coming out, he has a book and he said that it's 3 parts and he's giving a truth. And so what else better to do when you have money? Let's go on the trip and let's take photos, family photos, and show these people or show him I'm unbothered. Okay. This is all allegedly. This is from the spirit realm. And, it is what it is. Okay. So let's get into what's her name? Shirley Strawberry and her husband Ernesto. So Shirley Strawberry and Ernesto, there have been more charges that have come out, child. And shout out to Chronicle Speaks. I did see on her live the other day that there were 4 new charges Ernesto is facing. He is behind bars, and his wife, Shirley Strawberry, who is on the syndicated radio show, oh geez, who was on the syndicated radio show, the Steve Harvey Morning Show, right? And so her husband has been accused, and there are allegations of, uh, fraud, theft by receiving, allegedly. All these, everything announcing is alleged. And so there's fraud. There's, allegedly some photos that were disturbing and inappropriate for an adult to have, right? And so follow me here, right? And so what I want to do is I want to ask Spirit today, what is going on for Shirley Strawberry and Ernesto? Spirit, can we have a reading on Shirley Strawberry and Ernesto Williams? Shirley Strawberry and Ernesto Williams. Okay? Shirley Strawberry and Ernesto Williams. And I'll just pull 3 cards. That's going to be the goal, to pull 3 cards, right? 3 cards. All right, give me 1 second. Well, okay. So let's get into it. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. Okay. So we'll do it now. We'll do it now, okay? So the first card that we got here, let me take a sip of my water. And y'all make sure y'all are staying hydrated up out there. Make sure you are staying hydrated. Where is my water? Hmm. Yes, so let's make sure we are staying hydrated as we are going through the day. Okay. And I want to thank you all so much for like tuning in because I think I am going to be doing my lives during the day. And also, I'll throw in readings because I got a few people that are interested in readings, and I would be more than happy to share my readings. Okay, so the King of Cups, upright. Let's get into it, guys. Okay, so now we are on here. Let me bring the couple up. Do we still have their photo in here together? Okay, there we go. Okay, so we have it upright. So the King of Cups is upright and it's emotionally balanced, compassionate, and diplomatic, right? So it says refers to a man over 40 with a warm, caring personality, extremely friendly and outgoing, emotionally balanced and considerate of others, responsible. Others can count on him, gives wise advice. This man is in a position of authority and he has the respect of many. In love, he is giving and trustworthy. Okay, so is that the persona that he led with? You know, is that the persona that he led with? Because it takes me back to the proposal on the show, right? It was live, everybody got to see it. They were on the phone. When he got in there, he was still holding the phone. Um, I'm curious. I'm curious. So let's go ahead and get into the justice. So the justice is in reverse, upright, right? So unfairness, lack of accountability, and dishonesty. Okay. So unfairness, lack of accountability, and dishonesty. So there's a lot of lies going on. Nobody wants to tell the truth. And it's no accountability, right? So with that being said, um with the justice in reverse, patience is needed. Show mercy to others, do not be harsh with them. Predicts violence, injustice, inequality, legal complications, and broken laws, biased treatment, bureaucracy, rules and regulations. Do not take shortcuts, follow all laws, possible lawsuit or debt collections. So, could this have caused a financial woe? Now the pockets are being hit because now I feel like people are having to be paid off, or there's some type of deals where somebody is trying to figure out, can we pay this off? Can we get this behind us? Can money solve this? Right? So then six cards actually had come out, and then I'm gonna see what's on the bottom. So the fourth card is the Eight of Swords upright. Negative thoughts, self-imposed restriction, imprisonment, victim mentality. So now we need to be figuring out who's coming forward and being the victim, right? So who's really the victim? Well, I would say the victim are the ones that were taken advantage of, and the reason why he has those charges, right? Right? That's who the real victims are. Talking about a victim, and they are not even acting. These people trusted these individuals, and I say individuals because once you're married, you become one, right? So these individuals trusted this person or these people with their money for branding opportunities. They thought that they were getting something up out of it. They thought that, okay, let me go ahead and pour into myself. Like, let me go ahead and pour into my business and do something productive, right? Yeah, that's what they thought. They got conned. They got conned. And there was a team of people that was working. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, right? So we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, right? So the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, lost opportunity, lack of planning, foresight. So I feel like deals are going to be lost. And, this thing, like, all good things must come to an end. People were getting greedy and they were thinking about the moment. They were in the moment. They were not thinking about the future. They weren't thinking about any of that. They were thinking about the moment. Get it while the getting is good. It's giving me get it while the getting is good. You should be getting it. Get it while the getting is good. You hear me? So that's what it was given. But now, while you was getting it while the getting is good, you didn't have your affairs in order. You did not have your affairs in order. You were dismissing a lot of things, right? And so the last card that we have the Ace of Wands upright. So the Ace of Wands upright is inspiration, new opportunities, growth, and potential. So this is what I'm feeling. It's a rebrand. How are we going to rebrand? Because you already know she's playing the victim, allegedly. When this comes out, oh, I didn't know anything about it. I'm just an innocent wife, and probably, play the card of, how many men, do things behind their women wife and they don't know about it. I mean, look at these side chicks. I mean, look at Sukiana. She's promoting it. Once you, you know, eat her groceries, she's going to turn around and eat your groceries. So many options out there, right? So the Ace of Wands upright, anything is possible. Good time to begin a new project. Personal power and intellect is at a high point, okay? Tap into your creativity, high energy, and enthusiasm. Good time to start a family, fertility assured, warm, wonderful family life, okay? So that's telling me whatever bonds that she had broken with her children, her daughters, or whatever, man, go to therapy, work that out, and y'all bond together. Go to therapy separate and eventually come together and do therapy together. That's the best thing Shirley Strawberry could do for her family, because her family is, things are up in an uproar right now, you got a lot of dishonesty, you got a lot of tales that were going on and people's feelings were dismissed, and now they want some understanding. So let's go to the bottom of the deck. Ooh, child. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, get into this, y'all. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Swords upright. We have the Ten of Swords upright, and this will be our last card of the day. This will be our last card of the day that I'll be pulling. If you guys want me to pull some more, you guys can hit my Cash App, $beautiful 070707. $beautiful 070707, and it says sweet spot. Sweet spot. Okay. And so we have the Ten of Swords upright. painful endings, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, crisis. Okay? So, bottoming out, trouble is on the way, thinking like a victim, or let me see how to pronounce this. Let me see how to pronounce this because I want to give you guys the real information, correct? So if I don't know something, I am going to look it up. Okay. Bottoming out, trouble is on the way, thinking like a victim or martyr will keep your life in a downward spiral. Plans and projects are in jeopardy. Your home life may be disrupted. Any area of your life is open to conflict, no matter how powerful and safe you are, trouble will find you. So that was our last reading. Like I said, that was upright. You see 10 swords in the back, whatever. Yeah, trouble is on the way. I would say take accountability, work with, you know, don't lie, because when you lie, it's like you're gonna be in a deeper hole. So let's see if this gentleman, what's his name? Ernest Williams. Let's see if he takes the rap for his wife, like allegedly, well, allegedly, like Jim Townsend, like Jim Townsend. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see if he takes the rap. Here, I'll go ahead and drop the link in case anybody wants to come up, sound off. I'll give you guys the opportunity to come up, sound off. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Do you think I was spot on with the reading? Let's check back here in about a week and let's compare notes. Okay? Let's compare the news. Yes. And like I said, supporting me is like and share, subscribe it. Also, you can donate to the channel as well. We definitely take donations. It goes to the platform, it goes to building. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so if anybody wants to sound off on this case, we talked about Marjorie Harvey, Steve Harvey, and their relationship, Marjorie dating and marrying two drug ex-kingpins, and meeting Steve Harvey, in 1987 when he was at the bottom, then she came back when he was up. So she was in. So they got married, because the funds were there. The funds were there. I mean, money ain't a thing. Money wasn't a thing, allegedly. And so, part A, get in where you fit in. She was a kept woman. Okay. She was definitely a kept woman. And she loved nice things thanks to Jim Townsend. He give her money and she go to the mall. And another thing was Marjorie snuck up on him while he was at the mall. Uh-huh. And she snuck up on him and gave him her number. I don't know if it was a red Mercedes or not. But she pulled up on him. She was very interested. Uh-huh. Very interested. Very interested. Okay. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for coming by the Queen Goddess Queen Tulsa show. Until next time. Until next time. Until next time. So long.
In November, a black Porsche drove in my driveway to do a K-turn. It slowed down. It just so happens I was home. And I was at a particular window where I could see. It was a woman who was with a burgeoning belly. And I could see that because the way our house is pitched, it's on a little bit of a hill. And this person, her, was taking pictures of our home. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm saying this. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then she backs out. She reverses the car to go back to where she came from. At that point, I can't believe what my life is about to turn into. I'm like screaming like a raving lunatic. And what would you do? What would you do? There was nobody for me to call for a